Hey y'all, I'm back with another video, and this is second part to my Thanksgiving series, and this is going to be a side dish that you're going to bring to your family, you all, and they are absolutely going to love you for this dish. Now, you probably thinking like, Saber, why are you making Brussels sprouts? Like, ain't nobody got time to be eating Brussels sprouts for Thanksgiving. Y'all, listen, after you see this video, you're going to make this and you're going to be like, oh my God, thank you so much for sharing this recipe. I'm telling you, don't knock it until you try it. Now, you may look at Brussels sprouts a little bit differently, like I always did, but after I made this recipe, I will forever be a fan of Brussels sprouts. So, let's get into this video. But also, I'm sorry, before we do that, I just have a public announcement to make to you all. As you see, I do have a blog spot now. It's at saberscooking.blogspot.com. So make sure you go ahead and follow me there. That's where I'll be posting my recipes, the measurements, and ingredients right over there. So it will no longer be in the description box down below. I'll be making sure to post those the day before I actually post to my YouTube channel. So Monday and Friday will be my days I post to YouTube, and then Sunday and Thursday will be my days I post to my blog. So make sure you support your girl and check me out. Follow me over there. Alright, so moving on to this good stuff we got going on. So as you see, if you already was watching the video, I was prepping my vegetables, which was my white onion and my Brussels sprouts. I used about a pound of Brussels sprouts, and I made sure to cut off the ends and all of that good stuff. And then after I prepped those, now it's time to get on to this bacon, y'all. Bacon makes everything better. I just feel like bacon just makes everything better. I love bacon. So I'm just using about 3 strips of bacon that I cut and I put into the pan. I'm letting them fry and get nice and crispy. And then I'm adding my white diced onion that I previously chopped and diced for you all in this video. I'm going to add that until my bacon becomes crispy, until it renders all its fat, and until my onions become translucent. As you see, voila, boom, there it is. That means that they're done. So then I took them off the pan, I put them in a bowl, and then I left all of that. You see all of that pan dripping and the grease all in there. It wasn't a lot of grease. You don't want too much grease. So if your bacon does render a lot more fat, you definitely want to make sure that you kind of you take out some of that excess oil. You don't want your Brussels sprouts to be too covered in grease and for anybody to have a heart attack, because anybody got time for that during the holiday season. Alright, so I added my Brussels sprouts to my pan. I'm going to make sure that they're evenly in the pan. They're not just bunched up on top of each other, because I want them to get a nice char on them. And then afterwards, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of salted butter. You can use unsalted butter if you like. And then I'm going to sprinkle them with salt and pepper. Now, Brussels sprouts do have a bitter, earthy taste to them, so you definitely want to make sure that you salt and pepper them. You season them very well. I'm not going to use too much though, because my bacon is going to flavor them, and as well as the pan drippies at the bottom of the pan too. So I don't want to overly salt them either. I'm just sprinkling on enough to coat every piece of the Brussels sprouts. And then we're going to add our seasoning in, which is garlic powder and crushed red pepper flakes. You guys, I love my heat. Yes, I do. If you do not like crushed red pepper flakes, or you don't like heat, you can just omit that part and not add it at all. I have to make sure, you guys, I have to make sure I control myself when I put that put the pepper flakes in there, because my boyfriend has heartburn, and yeah, I forget sometimes. So anyways, I'm going in there and I'm coating everything, making sure that the butter melts. Once the butter melts, then it's going to start doing its thing, and then you're going to see, as you see right here, the Brussels sprouts are getting nice and brown. It's going to start making that little pan crust at the bottom of it. Don't worry about that. That's what we need. See, I'm going to give it a nice char. Now listen, y'all, there's a thin line between charring and burning. You do not want to burn your Brussels sprouts, and that means when they start turning black and your pan starts smoking, you need to take that pan off that eye, okay? So just make sure that they have a nice brown char on the outside of them. Once they are charred, I'll say that's 10-minute process right there. Then you add in your white wine. That's going to help pull up all of that pan dripping, that crust at the bottom of the pan, and then it's going to go back into your Brussels sprouts, which is going to give them even more flavor. So boom, voila. And then once I add the white wine and it started to evaporate and reduce, then I'm going to add in the bacon and the onions back into the pan and coat it. Now right here is almost done. Almost done, you guys, but not quite. Brussels sprouts, like I said, are a little bit more heartier, so they are going to take a little bit more longer to cook. For this part, I cooked it for another 10 minutes, and my Brussels sprouts had a nice crunch to them. Now if you don't like your Brussels sprouts to have any type of crunch to them, you can cook them for a little bit longer. I would say another 5 minutes, but for me, 10 minutes of cooking the second time is perfect because I love to have that little bit of crunch in my Brussels sprouts. And boom, voila, they are done. I'm just adding on my Parmesan cheese. I'm just sprinkling it lightly on top, like a light little white blanket on top of my Brussels sprouts, and boom, voila, that is all to this, you guys. This is an easy side dish that you can totally travel with. You can bring as a dish to pass to your family. Now listen, they're gonna look at you crazy at first when you bring this, but after they eat it, they're gonna be asking you for the recipe, and I want y'all to please direct them to my video and to my blog spot and let them know where you found it. Also, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll be catching up on you guys with the next one, which will be coming up on Monday, and I know you guys are going to love it. I'm super excited. Hope to see you all. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Love and good eats. Bye.